Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. I lost part of my intro there, and just got to double check on the audio. How do we sound? I lost part of my intro there. We're sounding good. I think we are. But I have two great guests lined up for the show tonight, and I know you're going to find them both very interesting. They're both very experienced Part 107 drone pilots. And as you guys know, Noreman, he's from New York, and Sam Horrocks, he's from Jupiter, Florida, and they both do incredible videos and editing, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But again, another week has passed. A lot of you know, I had my hip replaced this past week. Last week, I should say, on Monday. But I'm coming along pretty good, and I'm out there flying, and we had a nice um, sunrise meetup this morning. Yeah, at a secret location, of course, you know. No, actually, it was the Riviera Beach Marina Village, and there was Al was there, or Al Sercione, that is, you know, and Ken Gottlieb and Steve Barnett, and then TJ showed up, and we had a great time flying there. You know, we got great shots of Peanut Island, and we timed it perfectly because the cruise ship came into the port of Palm Beach while we were flying. So it was really an enjoyable morning. And then, of course, we went out to breakfast afterwards at the Southern Kitchen. And we continued the little drone party there. But anyway, I got to say thank you guys, as I always do, you know, because this show would not be a success if it wasn't for you, the viewers. And I really appreciate it. Um, but I just want to welcome a few people in. I think Scott, Jackrabbit, I think he was number one, and Al, South Florida Drone Flyers, was right behind him. And then I saw Warren Akirasho and Johnny Drone Flyer, and I know I saw Jody Drone Shots. How you doing? And Angel Drone Guy 42 Adventures. How you doing, Angel? I sure hope you can make the South Florida drone meetup, Angel. I know you're trying to coordinate it all to bring your whole family down, but we look forward to flying with you. I do again, and the guys are looking forward to meeting you. So please make it, even if you can come by yourself. Come, you know. And then let's see who else is in the chat. I don't want to miss anybody. Steve Jeunesse, he's in the chat, and always good to see Steve. And Steve is sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. You know, he's up there in Vermont, and he's going to bring us some Vermont maple syrup. It's going to be some raffle prizes for some lucky raffle prize winners. So thank you, Steve. We really appreciate that. Um, and I know if I go too fast, I'll miss Captain Joe. And him and Johnny were out there having their own little meetup today down in Louisiana. And it was good to see that. The first time they tried to fly, first location, it was extremely foggy. So I had to change locations and go to the riverfront. And it was clear over there. But it's always good to see the guys throughout the country flying, really. So, and I see Bill, Coast to Coast Drones. He's in the chat. How you doing, Bill? And don't forget, he goes on tonight at 8:30. He's got a great live stream, got great co-hosts, and it's always interesting to watch coast to coast drones. And Brian, Waypoint, New England, how you doing? Good to see you, Brian. Yep, I'm doing well, thank you. And John Olson, John Olson's in the chat. He's from Long Island. I fly with John when I'm back up there, and it's always good to see John. And his beautiful photo of a heron was selected for the this week's cover photo for DJI Adventures Facebook group. So congratulations, John. Um, but anyway, I'm going to get back to the name shortly. I know the guests are in the back room. They're probably running out of shrimp and lobster right now. And I want you all, please, to give a warm welcome to one of the best drone pilots on the East Coast, and Jeff Norman coming to us all the way from Long Island, New York. How you doing, Jeff? And I tell you, oh,
I'm,
look
what do you mean, Jeff Norman? I'm Captain Ray Kelly. Can't you tell?
how you doing? I like
I'm
that
good.
hat.
I'm good. I'm coming to you from a secret location.
Secret
Obviously, you can
location.
see how secret it is.
Let's see if anybody in the chat knows what lighthouse that is.
That-
Put it in
that-
the chat if you know, guys. But I tell you,
that-
Jeff, thank you for being on tonight. And the other thing is, the people in the chat, if you don't know it, Jeff is going to be giving the editing presentation at the South Florida Drone Meetup on April 6th. So I am looking forward to it, Jeff, really. And I know a lot of other people are too. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Give us a sneak preview.
Yes, without ruining it, I will just tell you it's going to be way more than just editing. It's going to be a way of everyone looking at what they're doing and doing more with what they have and looking things differently and realizing that a drone can be many things, and things that we
Hey,
see and
Tammy.
experience and look at are wonderful, but to capture them in a way that we want to share it with other people and make it effective and make it hit your heart, that's what I want you to do. It's going to be more than just editing, because editing is saying cook this chicken, but if you give me a 2-week-old piece of spoiled chicken to begin with, there's only so much I can edit and cook with it. You got to start with something good to begin with, and the editing is the second step. So I'm also going to concentrate on step one. What are we capturing? Why are we capturing it? And what are we trying to accomplish? Because frankly, most people say, oh, I just do it for myself. And that is a bunch of BS, because if you just did it for yourself, you would keep it on your hard drive. You wouldn't post it anywhere. And it's human. It's a necessity. One of the things we all need is we do need a little bit of praise. We don't live off of it entirely, right, but we want people to remember what we do in whether it's speaking or how we act with people or the work that we produce and share. We want people to remember that, and we want them to feel really good about what they're doing. So that's, without spoiling anything, that
And
it's going to be
that's
more
great.
than editing. I guarantee you.
It sounds very interesting, and I was so glad that you stepped up and volunteered to do it. I really appreciate that.
Volunteered? Wasn't this you?
Yeah. He did. Jeff and I were going to a sunset flight, if I remember right, and he says, if you
Yes.
need somebody to do the editing presentation, I'll be more than happy to do it. I said, really? I said, okay, sounds good to me. But anyway, thank you for that, Jeff. Really.
Thank you for
And
asking.
if there's anybody in the chat that don't know about the fourth annual South Florida Drone Meetup, it's going to be on April 6th, 2024 at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park in Jensen Beach, Florida, and it's free to come, really. I'm keeping track of a list of the people that say they're coming, and I'm adding them. And based on you get an assigned a number. We're up to 123 that say they're coming right now. So, and we're going to pick a number, and somebody's going to win a raffle prize just based on your number. So let me know if you're coming, or let somebody else on the drone committee know, and I'll add you to the list.
How do you want them to let you know? Through a Facebook Messenger chat?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, through the live streams, and the Fly for Fun show, of course. We can't forget about that. And Johnny and I are alternating weeks now for our live streams, but Johnny's on with drones and coffee too on Sunday mornings, and he does some impromptu live streams during the week too. But Drone Nation talks about it on Monday night at 9 p.m. And you know that show, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
That's one of the best. One of the best. But anyway, so Jeff, how long have you been a Part 107 pilot now?
I'm coming up on my second. I'm almost 4 years at this point.
Okay.
So I got to renew my EU certificate and my 107 next month. I just got a new certificate for the United Kingdom, which is no longer part of the EU. So they have separate rules and separate things. I only do the trust equivalent for now. I'll get the other one next month. I guess next month's going to be very busy for me between the presentation for the meetup and all these tests. But as you know, the renewal is generally much easier than the original. The original one you have to study.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Tanya Gale's in the chat. How you doing, Tanya? And Tanya's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I just added her to the list.
Excellent.
And we're gonna all get to meet Tanya, and I look forward to it. Mm-hmm. Hey, and there's Ronnie. Ronnie, God bless America. How you doing? And did I say hello to Greg Pittman? How you doing, Greg? But anyway, Jeff, what drones do you fly right now, and which is your favorite?
Right now, I only have two. My favorite is the Autel Light Plus, which I'm going to try to have it show up when you have these artificial backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. So the Autel Light Plus is a drone somewhere between the weight of an Air and a Mavic. It has the advantage of an adjustable aperture. It has the advantage of no geozones, which is about the only thing I dislike about DJI drones, because it's a self-imposed restriction. I believe DJI wanted to get in with government entities, and they decided, we're going to be really responsible, and we're going to put this thing up. But it didn't work, obviously, with all these silly laws people are trying to put in there. But at this point, it's the only product on earth that you buy, and then you have to ask permission of the manufacturer to use it. Other than that, it's great, and it does some things that Autels don't do, like the remember a waypoint mission where you can go from A to B to C, and you can save that and redo that. I'd love to have that on the Autel, but I've had many Autels in my life. I just don't happen to have any right now, but I will be buying either a Mavic 4 this year or at very least a Mini 4 Pro, because I do miss some of the things it does. And, it's kind of silly, I think, when it's like saying, I will only use a Craftsman hammer. I will never use a Milwaukee. It's a tool, guys. Let's be real. Let's be realistic. It's a tool that you should use. If you like it, you like it. If you've never used the other one, I don't think you have the ability to say it's bad or it's good or mine is better. It's like people arguing about religion. If you've never been a Lutheran, you can't say Lutheran Catholic is better. I'm sorry. You got to know both. And they're very good tools, and there are things this does that won't do. And this is actually on a great sale right now. If you go to autelrobotics.com, you can buy this, which I bought for $1,700 with 3 batteries and the bag and the charger, and it's $899 now. So you're not getting a better value with a 1-inch sensor and an adjustable aperture, and it's a Sony sensor, by the way. It's not this no-name thing. It's a really, the pictures, if you look at my YouTube channel, which is just my name, Jeff Noreman, or if you go to my website, Noreman with an E, normanmedia.com, you will see almost everything on there. I would say 90% of that stuff is taken with an Autel.
Right. I know. And you're an incredible photographer. I've learned a lot since I started flying with you. And I got to say thank you for sharing your knowledge with me. But you know what I'm holding here, right?
I don't know. What do you
read it, but it's a drone.
Definitely a DJI.
It's a Fimi
X8
Mini. And this is
Cool.
one of the raffle prizes so far. So anyway, and we got a few other, I got them right down here. Um, and I'll be showing them as we get closer to the meetup. But we don't, um, well, again, I have um, a, a Mavic 3 here, but this is not a raffle prize. This is my draw.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, right. It was a raffle prize. You just
It
happened to
was,
win it 2 years
and
ago.
I won it. Yes,
But you're
this
not
was
giving
a
it.
raffle prize. That spin up 2 years ago. So,
Uh-huh.
but anyway, so
Oh,
anyway,
and
we hope. Go ahead.
in that vein, also, as you know, I told you earlier today, I had coffee and a nice long conversation about video and drone and life and career with Ted Nemeth,
Yeah,
who's just
right.
a wonderful, creative guy who is a great storyteller who approaches this whole drone
How you
field
doing, Eddie?
as a person that was trying to tell a story and how to best do it. He's a really good sharer, and he I spoke with him, and he is going to give for me to give out during my lecture at least 3 free courses of his that he's coming out with on how
Really
to do great video editing.
good.
And I'm going to offer everyone there a discount. So I'm going to be passing that
Wow,
along.
very good. I'm glad
So
to hear that. Thank
yeah,
you, Ted.
so
Thank you,
yeah,
Ted.
he's a good guy, and he is very generous sharing with what he knows. So I just want to let you guys know that in addition to everything you're getting, I'm also going to be giving out some prizes.
Very nice. Thank you, Jeff. We really appreciate
Thank
that.
thank you, Ted.
And that's a big thing about this meetup. Believe it or not, it's a fun type of meetup, and it's pretty informal. We do have some events lined up, and we have some entertainment. But the big thing is the raffle. Whether it's somebody donates one T-shirt or a hat, and I mean, luckily, Alex is donating quite a few. Alex Escardo, that is. He's donating quite a few T-shirts for us to give away, along with Flying Flynn Media. John, he's donating 6 T-shirts, and people like that. Whether it's one little prize, or of course, we got some drones. They want to win a drone. So, but anyway, listen, Jeff, I'm going to get back to you in a few minutes. I know you probably ate most of the shrimp and lobster back there, and you didn't leave too much for our other guest. And I would like to bring him in right now, and then we'll have a joint conversation after I talk a little bit with him by himself, and we'll get to know Sam Horrocks from Jupiter, Florida. Buzz above, right? I think it's buzz above. Please give him a warm welcome. How you
Hey,
doing, Sam?
good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having me
being
on.
on. Thank you. I appreciate it. I came across your videos, I guess on Instagram originally, and some.
Yeah,
You do
probably our Facebook.
Facebook Shorts too,
Yeah,
or not?
that may have been where we initially met not too long ago. Yeah.
Right, right. And you're an incredible drone pilot, really. And I said he flies a lot of the same areas that I fly.
Yeah. Well, we are fortunate enough to have a beautiful area to live in, and it kind of makes it easy. I hate to say, but it does kind of feel that way sometimes.
And what I do really like is you make them short and sweet, or however you want to word it, really,
Yeah.
and it gets your attention, gets your interest, and you really showcase the area beautifully, really.
Oh, thank you.
How
Yeah.
long
It's
have you been flying drones?
Well, it's funny. I started probably, I want to say, about 3.5 years ago, just kind of flying as a hobby. Sort of didn't really have any direction from anyone. I just sort of just was interested in learning something different because I had a very full schedule with my work, and it was kind of like my release. So about 3.5 years ago, I bought a very inexpensive drone that was kind of a disaster, honestly.
Really?
How those can be, they kind of fly off on you,
Yep.
and I started to realize, I needed to spend a little more money on drones if I wanted to actually accomplish anything with them. And that's when I started with, I think I had a Mini Pro 2 DJI, and that's actually a really great drone. Even probably nowadays, I recommend it to people kind of beginning. And but yeah, so I just took it from there, and I had a beautiful area to work with, and just kept consistently going back to the same areas, and kind of learning what to look out for, and what conditions were the right conditions, and the lighting and the time of the day, all sort of things you learn through trial and error. And here we are 3 years later. I feel
Now you
like
became a Part 107 pilot, and you have a little business doing it, correct?
yeah, that actually started really very recently. 5 months ago, I want to say.
Okay.
We started marketing finally, and it's starting to kind of get a little head speed now, which is nice. That's a little ahead of what was originally projected. So it's social media marketing, basically.
Right, and that's sometimes the best way to do it, really.
Yeah,
Do you do a lot of real estate shoots, or what do you do primarily?
Yeah. So if you notice, a lot of times these people that are real estate agents, if you kind of stumble on their feed, you notice that it's kind of a generic, almost back page of a magazine or back page of a newspaper, kind of like a list of accomplishments, like sold house, and they're lacking in the landscape or the lifestyle. So it's almost like sometimes it's something you need to suggest to someone, like, hey, what your Instagram feed could use is some of this. And then, it's almost like suggesting it sort of created the market with a lot of people.
Well, I tell you, I'm not a Part 107 pilot. I fly for fun myself. I'm retired, and I'm very happy being retired. But sometimes I really do get the urge to, get my Part 107. But I really don't want to go back to work. I don't, But what areas do you like flying the best?
Well, I live really close to the pier, so I like to, I gravitate towards that for early, sunrise. It's always a nice setting there. I like the inlet, and I use a Mini 4 Pro for a lot of the marketing videos. So I like to go to the actual inlet kind of parking lot that's out by the pier there, and park there early morning. And I can get as far as Blowing Rocks from there, or almost to the pier itself from there, with the signal strength of the Mini 4 Pro. So assuming the wind is participating that day too.
Now let me ask you this: Have you captured any sharks or any whales or whatever?
Yep.
Okay.
If you actually notice some of the reels on my Instagram account, they're pinned right there. The North Right whales. They kind of visit us every year around the same time. I got to capture them last year. It was actually the same day I lost my first drone.
You finding that, Jeff? Oh no.
Say that again.
I don't know how to share. I don't know how to share from Instagram, but Jeff does.
Okay.
So he's going to try to share your Instagram.
Sam,
account.
what am I looking at? Which one?
What were we discussing? The right whales, or? All
right, I got the whales. Let's try to do that. Do I have to log in to see yours? I probably do. Hold on.
Should be a public.
I can only share from YouTube myself. But hey, Uncle Bill's in the house. How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. And for those that don't know it, we're going to have our meet and greet at this Sticks Billiard Club in Stewart. And Bill is the manager there, and he lined up a nice sponsorship for us. So thank you, Bill, for that. It's always a great time to meet and greet. And he gets us billiard tables to use, and discount on bowling if you're apt to go bowling. But the big thing is he gets two $50 gift cards that people can use right at Sticks that night or whenever. Nice. So thank you, Bill. We really appreciate it. All right, let's see if I can bring this up. And all right, this is cool. Very cool. You want to narrate, Sam?
All right. So this was actually a video that I shot with an Air 2S. There was, a lot of safety concerns with them. So obviously, it's at a relatively safe distance, probably, I would say about 200 or 300 feet up, zoomed in. I actually lost my drone that day too. Interesting story behind this.
Really?
The sheriff's office was protecting the whales from other boaters, so they had a few boats in the water, and they had a helicopter kind of flying around the area also as well. And I think the signal transmission between their officers communicating was kind of jamming up my both signal transmissions, the video and actual remote transmission. Or it was something that they probably may even possess on board of the helicopter that kind of would freeze that kind of technology in that area. But my battery ran out, and it actually, I'm not sure where that drone ended up. I think it kind of showed a like a little 3-second kind of clip of it right as it was coming back onto shore. So I'm assuming it was headed towards the sea grapes all along the coastline there. And that stuff is really thick. I tried to find it with an FPV drone because that was the only other drone I had at the time. And I have no idea what happened to it. But
did you have returned to home set to go back to the takeoff point?
Yes, I did. But unfortunately, what happened is with whatever was going on with the signal transmission, the drone was not doing anything. Basically, it was just hovering, and it's kind of like if you fly into an airspace that you shouldn't be in. You know, some areas put off a signal that will make your drone hover until your battery runs out. That was one of those circumstances where there was a helicopter nearby. It was above that area, but it did jam my signals, and that was it. That was a
wow, what a story! But what a capture! To capture those whales, you know.
Well, I was fortunate enough to have a brand new phone, so it video cached. Otherwise, that stuff would have been all gone. All that content.
Anything else you want me to share, Sam?
You know, there's a few. There's actually one that if you see there might be one of Dubois Park kind of pinned near the top there. That's something that I really
palm tree.
It's a video that for whatever reason I can't really explain really how Instagram always works, but it's something that it trended really well for me for a while. And then it just continues to grow views and likes every day. I think it's kind of up over 11,000 likes at this point. And it's been shared several thousand times. Also,
I have to get more active on Instagram. I really do.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joe Polio, he had a Nevada flyaway today. I'm sorry to hear that. Right into the lake. Lake Conroy. Oh, man, Joe. What a bummer. Hopefully you have State Farm insurance. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's another thing, Sam. You know, there's a bunch of ways you can protect yourself. One is with DJI Care Refresh, which will take care of flyaways or, in your case, drownings. And buying from Best Buy, if you can bring anything back to them, they will give you a coupon. You have to pay for it, but they'll give you a coupon for whatever you paid for. So if you paid $1,200 for the drone, you'll get a coupon for $1,200 so you can replace it. And the third thing, the least expensive of those is State Farm insurance, which will, you know, as long as you have it covered, and I believe they'll cover up to $5,000 of personal property for $60 in most areas.
You just $75 for me. I got 3 drones on it. Yep.
Okay, because you're over $5,000 of value. That's probably why. Yeah. But the problem with any insurance is that if you use it a couple times in 1 year, you will not be invited back to the party. So I will use typically
every insurance right now.
Anyway, Art Carlson's in the house. How you doing, Art? Max Ayers watching. How you doing, Max? And we got Drone Seekers International. And everybody knows that Steve Gardner. And Steve is coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup all the way from the UK, along with Terry Hawes. We look forward to meeting Steve and Terry.
You want me to share that tab?
What's
you want to share that tab with the?
All right. Okay. Let me see. This is the new one.
Yep. Let me.
Oh, this is actually this is a different one that did really well. This is of the pier and.
Yeah, that's a great place to fly.
That's another one. This was an odd one for me because it sort of caught on a couple of weeks after I posted it. it went around like maybe 5,000 views, like, you know, kind of any reel on Instagram. And then for whatever reason, it decided to take off probably 2 weeks after it was posted.
Right.
Okay.
It's interesting.
You never know when people start clicking on it and it decides to share your stuff.
Yeah. And it's the same, you know, sometimes you see other artists' work, you know, I'll see something from the beginning of January right now from someone I follow. It doesn't really kind of add up always.
We got a drone celebrity watching, Marcus Crawford, Idaho quadcopter. How you doing, Marcus? Good to see you. Mr. JRCs is watching also. Off Axis. And thank you guys. Really appreciate it. So Jeff, I have, you know, a couple of your videos queued up too now. So why don't we share one of yours and then we'll get on to the tip of the week right after I show you a video. But anyway, I don't say it because you're on the show. You know that. I think you're an incredible drone pilot, but you were just out at the Super Bowl right before the game, right?
I was not at the Super Bowl. I was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the week between the Super Bowl, the division playoffs, the division championships, and the playoffs.
All right, do you want to narrate?
It's a great town for fountains, food, and of course football.
I know I'm watching your videos. I was very jealous that you were out there. Awesome.
Between all those things, it's a great town actually, and we're going back.
Great flying, Jeff, really.
Thank you. There's better than that coming up.
To Kansas City. Kansas City.
Hey, I know her. She's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women. One day I'm
this is really well done, Jeff.
Thank you. I'm happy with it.
Stand on the corner 12th Street line. I'll be standing on the corner 12th Street line.
I don't know if I said hello to Gary, Brad Ariels. How you doing, Gary?
My Kansas City woman, boy. The whole bottle is so
That's a nice shot. I like that shot.
Thank you.
That's good.
Who says you can't fly your drone in an airplane?
Right.
You hear the sound effect?
Hey, Sergio.
Kansas City, here I come.
So where do you come up with the idea of your angles, your photographic angles for the different shots?
Just whatever looks compelling when I'm there. And you want to keep it interesting. You always want to do different things. And if you notice, I'm mixing a lot of stuff with regular ground cameras and
if people
digital
want to watch
FLR.
the entire video, they're gonna have to go to your channel to watch the rest of it.
You just give them a couple seconds of the stadium because that's
the name of your channel is your name, correct? Jeff Noreman,
yes,
right?
Jeff Noreman. Those first two songs, the first was one that I part of a group that I purchased from. The second one is a live version of that's actually originally a Fats Domino song, but that's not Fats Domino. The third one is a song that a radio station paid all these artists, local artists, to do, and I love that song. It's called "Going Back to Kansas City," and that's a really good song. And the last one is a song that I found that was written about the Chiefs when I showed Arrowhead / GEHA Stadium, and that's a good lively song. But my favorite one is the third one, "Going Back to Kansas City." Is really catchy, and I try to cover the town. Little secret, my wife and I are working on a couple of blogs. We're going to try to get out there. Hers is primarily to do with travel and coffee. And the one that I'm going to be working on has to do with food and drones and coffee. So,
okay.
So that's part of, there's no rest for the wicked. So something to do and to share.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
And
have
by
to
the way,
say,
Sam, you see what's next to me now? I
What's
switched
that?
lighthouses. I
Oh
switched.
yeah, that's Jupiter right there. Yeah.
Is that the planet or the town? I forget.
Well,
I know,
you
I
never.
know.
Sometimes it feels like its own planet
I tell
I
you, I
love it
love
this
flying
actually.
by
time of
the
year.
Jupiter Lighthouse. Really.
Between that area, Juno Beach, Jupiter Donuts, I love that area. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's a nice place to live. It's a nice place to call home for sure.
It is.
Yeah. But anyway, this week's tip of the week is just, don't be shy. Put your photos and videos on social media and YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube channel, start one. It's very easy to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But it's funny because years ago when I had the TV fishing show, I started my channel, and I put up one video of striped bass fishing, and then I didn't do anything again for many years until I got a drone, and then I got more active on YouTube. But anyway, share your photos and videos. We love to see them, and don't be shy about it. Do you agree with that, Jeff?
Absolutely. Just by being motivated to shoot and to edit a bit and to post, you're going to get better. It's like doing anything, whether you're practicing a language or doing speeches in front of a group or shooting pictures and videos. That's the reason why. I mean, I'm going to show my first video that I did at the South Florida Drone Meetup just so people can see.
Good.
I was not born out of the womb knowing how to fly, take pictures, take videos, edit. You all start someplace. In fact, I think I put text over it saying we all have to start someplace. And it's jerky.
Let me ask you both this next question, and it has something to do with the saying I have for this show. Let's get kids hooked on drones, not drugs. But Sam, we'll start with you. Do you ever teach any children how to fly a drone?
Yeah, actually, both of my children fly drones. My daughter's only 4 years old, and I let her fly I have a Mavic 3 Classic, and she was flying it the other day. I have pictures of it and stuff. It's cute to see. And then actually we have an Inspire also. They were both flying that. It's all the same. It's kind of like a motor function once you kind of get it down that, it doesn't really matter the size of the drone. It's still,
And what about you, Jeff? Have you taken the time to teach some children how to fly drones?
I have, from Robin's son, who's now a grown child, to younger ones. Yeah, because it gives them something to do. I don't think people wake up and say, "Ooh, should I do drugs today or should I do drones?" But I think if you give someone something that fulfills them and they feel a desire to do it more, they're going to stay on the right track in life and be someone who gives rather than someone who lets things happen to them. So I think that's the reason why any creative, whether it's singing or writing or photography or flying a drone, I think that's a good thing. And I've done that plenty. As a matter of fact, now that you remind me, next month I was asked to go to a school in New York City. It's a career day, and I do a lot of different things from IT to teaching baseball to photography and drones. And I'm going to bring a drone in, and I'm going to let all these middle school kids play with it, and let them have fun. I'm going to let them all have fun because it definitely is an attention getter. And, all the lawyers and doctors are going to go, damn, I thought I was interesting. This is way more interesting than.
It'll definitely captivate the children. Sure.
Yes. So yes, good idea. And I'm going to listen to that advice, and I am doing it next month.
Good, great. I know I've taught a couple of kids how to fly drones, and I've offered my services at different schools, but they have not taken me up on it yet. But I really feel it's important to take the time, whether it's drone flying or fishing. When I had the TV fishing show, I used to do that, and sports really can change a child's life. A hobby. But I tell you, we got so many great people in the chat, really, and it's hard to keep up. If I missed anybody's name, I apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose, but it's hard to keep the conversation going and look at the chat. And sometimes I forget about looking at the chat, so I apologize. But I see Marcus is talking about going to Du Bois Park with Steve, and I spoke to Ron Brown today, and he was telling me about that. He's these Sam. These are the gentlemen coming from the UK,
Oh,
so they're
okay.
coming in town
Ooh.
early for the South Florida Drone Meetup, and they're going to take the time to show them, the awesome flying spots that we have in the area.
Oh yeah, that
So
I would have them go in right in by the pier right there, the inlet pier. The parking that's in there is pretty ideal. If you get there first thing in the morning, it's
right,
that's the place to go. That's the good central location, I feel like, in my opinion.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
and one thing I want to bring up, guys, I just switched back to the YouTube because we're on a different platform where we talk to each other. There's 35 people watching now. Only 6 people said like, including me. So I suggest it will be helpful for Ray when he wants to make this channel bigger. Everyone
Hit the thumbs
that
up button.
like the channel. So go under the video, hit that thumbs up. Do not hit the thumbs down twice. Hit the thumbs up once. I know.
Well,
From Europe
I
says hit the
appreciate that,
down
Jeff.
twice. Doesn't work.
Yeah, Marcus, I plan on meeting you guys for one of the days anyway. That's the last few days before the meetup, so I'm pretty busy, but I'm definitely going to hook up with you. Um, but I won't tell them the hotel you're staying at. I know what it is. It's a secret hotel, but
Secret.
it's right there in Juno Beach. Put it that way. So, but anyway, guys, I'll do the contest very shortly for the lucky number. Don't put them in yet, otherwise they won't count. Um, but I had the opportunity recently to fly with a drone celebrity. And when I say it seriously because there's so many great drone pilots that I've met throughout the years now, but this guy is really one of the best. And if I tell you what state he's from, you'll know exactly who it is. But I'm going to bring that video up right now because this guy, and again, he tries to be a comedian, but he really is one of the best drone pilots I know. And that's Mark Fisher of Vision Media Productions up there in Rhode Island. So please just bear with this video a little bit because Mark invited me to come down while he was filming a commercial right in the area. Actually, 4.5 minutes from my condo. The commercial. So you guys will find this interesting. Anyway, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Mark Fisher. He invited me to come down. He's filming a commercial here. And I tell you, Mark, it's great to see you.
Good to see you too, Captain Ray.
All right.
I mean, come on, you go down. If you ever come to South Florida, if you don't stop and see Captain Ray, I mean, you don't even come. Don't even come to South Florida and not stop and see this guy. It's a coincidence, sort of, that you live
4.5 minutes away
from here.
But anyway, I'm going to take him to secret spot number 1, and we're going to fly the drones tonight.
Nobody's ever been there, right?
No. Just doing a.
Ready for this?
Mark did a Vivado fly through the body shop, and it was so cool. It is. Look at that drone. Look at that drone. I'm telling you. Here it goes. This is.
Oh, he was flying with the
amazing.
joystick.
Yep. I enjoy reading your comments, so please let me know what you think. I was waiting for him to crash. You think he's going to crash?
Fluorescent light bulb. Boom.
Yeah.
So how do you like that drone?
It's good, but when you're flying inside, it doesn't. With the motion control, it doesn't fly fast enough. So I rather fly faster, like in sport mode.
I
I'll
was
tell you,
learning a lot watching
he is
Mark
such a
film this
great guy.
commercial.
He really
Please
is.
hit the like button and subscribe to my channel now. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified of our newly released video. Anyway, you can watch the rest of that on my channel. You know, when you get a little bored and you want a little more of Mark. But he's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup too. You know that, right, Jeff?
Yes, that's wonderful. Nice guy.
Yeah, I know, I know. Hey, we got another drone celebrity in the chat. Ron Lockwood, RL Photography. Good to see you, Ron. How you doing? And he's watching out in Wyoming, I think. If he's home, he's watching from Wyoming. So, and Mark R. White, good to see you. But anyway, I know the hour goes by pretty quick. Um, but do you? Let me ask you, Jeff, first. On your drone bucket list, let's say, any destination in the world, where would you like to fly someday?
Ooh, I actually have a note in my phone. Let me see if I can review that. Drone locations. Look at that. Um, Royal Gorge Bridge in Cannon City. Citro
Okay.
Suco Highway 60 on the way to Tampa. Sunshine Skyway Bridge near Tampa. I guess I have to do that. The Mid Florida Amphitheater.
Oh, you got a
I
lot of
saw.
them.
Oh, I've got way more than that. There's a bunch of places in China where there's these tiny little paths along walls, mountains, and there's this platform that people go out on. That it doesn't look like there's a platform there, and there's a lot of drone pictures, and you can get up there. It's not like you have to scale a mountain because I'm not doing that anymore at my age.
Right.
And I will be doing one of mine, which is Tower Bridge in London in June.
Yep. That would be a good one. You're going to do that
And
in June?
I'll be doing that. That's a location. And there's a couple others in London. I just have to make sure that I can fly there. I know on one side of Tower Bridge, it's like the Throgsneck Bridge. One side of Throgsneck Bridge, you can fly. The other side, you have Lance. You need to get requests.
Right.
And if you get, because you're getting close to the airport at that point. But one side of Tower
Yeah.
Bridge is fine as long as it's relatively unoccupied. So that's some
I
of
know.
them. And other places I don't think I'll be able to do, like the pyramids of Giza. I think that's all. You can't keep it in sight and launch from a legal place. And the last thing I want to do is be in an Egyptian prison, actually,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there myself. But anyway, Sam, what about you? Do you have like a dream location that you'd like to fly in the world? Anywhere's in the world.
Oh, I Southeast Asia, like the islands, all through there. I feel like I really like the blue waters, so it'd be fun the way the islands are there and everything. Maybe New Zealand, depending. I'm not really sure what their laws are there, to be completely honest, but I see some stuff coming out of that part of the world that looks pretty fun to go to. I'd like a good excuse to go there anyway, too. So,
right.
Nice.
Well, Ireland is number one on my list, and England or UK is number two. I really would like to go there and fly, and hopefully I'll do it in the near future. I've been saying that for a couple of years now, though.
But be specific. See something you like and make a note of it. Because I'm sure there's places in England I can drop you off where they let the sheep walk through the fields, and you wouldn't be that thrilled about taking video there because there's not anything compelling. Think of a place, a structure, something in nature, something in history that you want to shoot, and that's where you get the best shots. I'm not going to be flying over the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
What?
Steve Gardner and Terry can show us around when we go over there, Jeff. Will you go over, get a hold of them? I'm sure they'd be more than happy to share their favorite spots.
I'll talk to you. Absolutely. I will talk to them at the meetup, and I'll let them guide me along and keep me out of jail too.
Right. Exactly. I know. But anyway, Ron, I'm glad that you're still trying to come to the South Florida Drone Meetup. We'd love to see you again. And did I say hello to Michael Wright, Texas Arch Drone guy. I hope I did. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Um, but I know I have a viewer video queued up too, and let me see if I can find it because sometimes I get a little confused and I click on the wrong one, and
Don't embarrass yourself now.
yeah, I know, I know. Um, all right, this is Tom's. Yeah, Tom Dowling, Lens Capture Online. I spoke to him yesterday, and he said, "Be feel free to show my video." But look at the way he flies out there in Nevada. This is the Dixie National Forest. Well, Utah. I'm sorry. He did his trip to Utah. But look at that. Look at that. That's totally different than South Florida, right, Sam?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But again, very nice. Tom is a great drone pilot. And it's a great soundtrack also. And this is the Air 3 that he's flying. Very nice, Tom.
That's a nice area.
Share it with everybody. You know, hey, we got another celebrity in the chat. DeMarco Moore's watching FSU Grad 03. How you doing, DeMarco? He's watching down there in Arkansas. So always good to see him. Another drone celebrity's in the chat. Chris Hope watching down in Texas. So, you know, and I find it amazing because I didn't really know too much about drones. Just, you know, a few years back. And all these guys that are in the chat that I got to know so well have taught me so many things about flying drones. And they welcomed me into this drone community. And I really appreciate it. Don't you find this drone community is a great community, guys? Sam,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I'm relatively new to the group, but yeah, it's nice to just see what everyone's doing every day, and you know, just give a little feedback when anyone has any questions. If I know the answer, and I happen to be one of the first ones to it, you know, it's nice to
do you fly with other drone pilots, or no? You're primarily a solo drone pilot?
I do sometimes, not so much because, you know, my schedule is not always matching with other people's schedules so much that, you know, I've met that fly drones until now, really. So I'm sure you guys have a little more lenient of a schedule, so it'll probably be a little easier to, you know, join up with you.
Well, Jeff is still working. He's very busy. He's a busy guy, but he makes time to meet up with different drone pilots in New York, and I appreciate that. You know, you
life is short, and
with other guys,
right? The connections we make with people are the things that last the longest. And if you share something in common with them, it makes it easier to connect. But that's the reason why. If someone's a nice guy, I want to, you know, let's go fly, let's go have breakfast, let's go have coffee. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, the more if you're a positive influence in the world with someone, then you've made their life better. And you never know when people just need a little bit of companionship. That's another reason why I enjoy it.
Exactly. You know, this past summer when I was back up in New York, you know, I had planned on flying at that tall ship that was out in Greenport. But when you called me and said, "Ray, would you like to go fly that tall ship?" It made my day. It really did. I had somebody to go fly with, and then you invited Audley Bullock to join us and his lovely wife, and we had a great time that day.
Yeah, you're a very giving guy by doing this show, and the money it costs you and Johnny and Paul Brown. The community is good, but this takes more time than people realize if they don't do a show. Just to make sure everything is all the ducks are in a row and you look professional and you're entertaining for the people watching you. You have a responsibility to them. So I've always felt I appreciated what you've done, and I like spending time with you, which is why I called you. And I didn't realize that you're actually closer to that tall ship. And
Right.
I think we both have, and Audley does. We all have, I think it's called Kaimar Nickel. I know the last name of the boat is Nickel, but I got hundreds of views of that darn ship.
I know. That was an awesome ship.
And I started that video by doing it all in black and white with very old type and giving some definition on the original ship, because it's a reproduction of the original ship. But I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed that video, and I got a lot of views. I think it's people that probably rode the ship. Kaimar Nickel. That's what it's called. Kaymar Nickel.
Well, I don't know, Sam. Do you know that a couple of years back we had tall ships that came to Jupiter? Were you familiar with those ships, the Nina and the Pinta?
I'm not sure. I might have been. I used to be a chef, full-time chef, so I didn't spend a lot of time outside, which is kind of how this is so convenient to have learned drones. You know, it gives me that time outside. But I very possibly could have missed that. Yeah,
I'm hoping they come back. They didn't come last year. And I filmed them the 2 prior years to that, not with a drone, but with a land camera, base camera, and went on board and did some interviews. But they are 2 cool ships, and you're allowed to crew on them.
That would be cool to catch with a drone.
Volunteer to crew on them if you have the time. But anyway, guys, it's almost that hour. I want to do the contest for the monthly giveaway, and it's only a $10 Amazon gift card. But now is the time, and you guys don't know the lucky number, so put in your lucky numbers from 1 to 50. I'll keep an eye out for it, and hopefully I won't miss it like I usually do. And it's they go so quick once they start coming in. So anyway, I'll keep an eye out. But I want to say thank you to both of you for being on. And I see it. Somebody got it. All right, Charles. I don't know if somebody got it before Charles, but it's number 49. 49. It's right here. I have it written down. 49. Charles Goluski. You're the first 49 I see in the chat. So your name will go in for the drawing for the monthly giveaway. Anyway, it's just another way to have a little fun on the show. We used to give away hats and T-shirts, but the Amazons are a lot easier. So maybe we'll get back to the hats and the T-shirts.
I think you should give away these hats, Captain.
Yeah, I like that hat, Jeff. Very, very good. But listen, guys, like I say, Wednesday night is a busy night. I'm pretty sure Bill Coast to Coast Drones goes on at 8:30, and I don't know if Ken Dono is going to go on tonight. He hasn't been doing live streams lately on Wednesday night, but now is the time for you guys to say your goodbyes. And Sam, I would like to start with you and anything you would like to promote, like your Instagram channel.
If anyone wants to see kind of how it's going, it's Buzz Above, one word, on Instagram. Usually post a little more than I have been lately. It's just the weather hasn't really kind of dissipated, and the ocean. My favorite thing to do is actually to get footage of the ocean life, like the sharks. We have a lot of lemon sharks in our area. I usually like to follow them every morning. So soon the water will start calming down, and you'll see a lot more of that stuff coming that way. So, yeah.
Well, you were a great guest tonight, and I appreciate you being on. You didn't know me, and I didn't really know you, and you took a chance, and I appreciate that. So thank you. And if you find those sharks, give me a call or shout out to me, and let me know where they are, and I'll come up.
I know where to find them. We'll go one morning, and we'll go get them together. I know where to find those guys every day. Right. Just need that water to clear up a little.
If you wait till April, I definitely would love to get that. There's a wonderful woman who does that out in the Hamptons, and she does a great job. And she says, I'm just there all the time. It's not luck, it's perseverance. So
and yeah,
She came down to
you kind of
Florida,
get to
like,
learn their schedule a little bit, so know what
Yeah,
time of the day they're going
I'll
to be
be down
there.
there a few days before the drone meetup. So maybe
Yeah.
if we luck out, I'll do that.
Okay,
And
good.
Jeff,
That would be
now,
great.
now
I'll be around. I'll get in touch with you guys for sure. That'll be fun.
sounds good. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Jeff, now's the time to promote your channel and anything else you want to promote. I know you're doing
At this
ice cream
point,
tour in the summer too. you
that's
you
the
want to tell people
summertime.
about that?
Long Island ice cream tours. It's basically a bar crawl that you can't get arrested for because you can't get arrested for having too much ice cream. But that'll come up. There'll be 3 tours again this summer. But I want to promote the South Florida Drone Meetup and the tremendous amount of time that Ray and the whole committee put into it, with making it a place that people can interact and make friendships and win a few things. And I'm planning, I'm working hard on making a very interesting presentation that people will have, all levels will be able to take something out of. And remember, if you pick up 1 or 2 good things, it's worth your time. I promise to make it worth everyone's time who's there and to make it entertaining. And I thank you for having us on the show. And I thank you for inviting me to do the presentation at the meetup. And I'm honored to be in your circle of friends.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate you stepping up and doing the editing presentation. It just gives an added, I guess, thing that we do at the South Florida Drone Meetup. Mark Fisher did it 2 years ago, and then Alex Escardo did it last year, and people found it very interesting. I had a lot of positive comments about both of those, and I know yours is going to be just as good, if not better. So thank you for that. But anyway, thank you everybody in the chat for watching tonight. I told you these guys would be great guests, and they were. So don't forget, next Wednesday at 7 p.m., it's the Fly for Fun show with myself and Johnny. Be sure to tune in for that. And don't forget Drone Nation. I got to plug those guys. It's one of the best, if not the best, drone show on YouTube right now. And I might also add that Johnny is also making changes on the drone show live stream guide, because there have been a lot of people that are not doing them anymore. So we're going to revise that list, and Johnny's going to make copies and give them to people at the South Florida Drone Meetup. So thank you all for watching tonight. And if you guys just want to hang out, I'll meet you in the back room, and we'll end the party back there. But thank you guys. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you again.